right, we're going to move to begin class. So find a comfortable seated position near the front of your mat. Either crisscross applesauce or seated on your shins, whatever feels most comfortable for you today. And we're going to start, as we always do, in a mindfulness meditation. So wherever you are, go ahead and find a comfortable position of ease. Get your wiggles out, any stretches that feel like they're calling to you right here at the beginning in the seated position. You can always feel free to move in ways that feel good during my class. And when you're ready, start to pull your attention inward to your breath and slowly begin to settle into stillness. Breath moves in through your nose, down the midline of your body, all the way down into your low belly. Inflating that belly like a balloon in all directions, to your sides, your back, your front. Holding that breath at the top for a few beats. And then letting it go through the nose or mouth. Whichever feels like it's calling to you today. You'll notice a theme there. What feels good? What feels like it's going to help influence peace, energy, joy, relaxation, whatever your end goal is for coming into this room today. Maybe you don't know it yet. But explore what that feeling is that you want to pull in with movement and with breath. Continue to breathe nice and slow, paying attention to the way that your body reacts to the breath. What's happening also to your mind? Can you help the influx of thought slow? And if it doesn't want to slow, can you rise above it and watch those thoughts happen to you instead of being the one experiencing them? All of these tips and tricks put you into an observer role where you are fully immersed in presence. Instead of moving towards the past or the future, you are rooted here in this moment with your physical body, all 5 senses. The goal here is not problem solving forward or backward. The goal here is to hear my voice, to move in ways that feel good, to experience the room, the temperature, the sounds, distracting as they may be sometimes. But just to be here and now and nowhere else. With your next inhale, I invite you to move your hands out towards the sides of the room, palm facing up, and then up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers and go ahead and press your palms up towards the sky. Open your neck towards the front of the room. Big breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and press those hands forward towards me. Separate your shoulder blades a lot, keeping them still pushed down away from your ears. Bow your chin to your chest. Stretch for the upper back. Inhale, press up towards the sky. And exhale, go ahead and bring those hands back behind your head. Open your elbows wide, sit up nice and tall. Pull your shoulder blades together. And on your next exhale, go ahead and let those elbows collapse towards each other, letting the weight of your hands press your chin down towards your chest. Stretch for the back of the neck. You don't need to push it. Just let that simple extra bit of weight coming from gravity itself help stretch this area out. to add any movement, feel free to do so. What feels good. And on your next inhale, go ahead and open up. And move your left hand to the crown of your head, your right hand back behind you. We're going to go ahead and tip that left ear to the left shoulder, creating a nice big open space in that side of your neck. If at any point you'd like to bring in some self-massage into these areas, if they're feeling particularly stiff or like they need a little bit of extra help, love, tenderness, feel free to do so. It can help you relax into the stretch. When you're ready, tilt your head back to center. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. Tilting now, right ear to right shoulder. Create that nice open line from the side of your head all the way down to your shoulders. Shoulders rotated down and back, creating as much openness as you can. And you're continuing to breathe. Deep, slow inhales in through your nose and out through your nose. Again, if you'd like to apply any self-massage, feel free to do so. Only listen to what's calling out to you. Remember, it's always acceptable to take a pose of ease, like child's pose, mountain pose, downward dog. You just need a beat. When you're ready, go ahead and tilt that head back up to center. We're going to allow the hands to come down, and we're going to roll up over our knees into an all-fours position. Wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. Go ahead and begin to find some fluid movement through your body. Once again, it's okay to feel silly as we move through what feels good. But you're just in your own body. You're not paying attention to your neighbor, and they're not paying attention to you. This is you with you, exploring what you need. Where's the pain? What needs attention? When you're ready, go ahead and find stillness in this quadruped position. Press down through the hands. Heart presses forward. Your belly button just slightly tucked into your spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, one vertebrae at a time, roll your spine up towards the sky. Tuck your tailbone underneath of you. Chin drops. And then go ahead and inhale, pressing the belly down as the heart and tailbone rise as one. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Blow all the air out of your belly. Take this slowly. And then inhale, belly down, heart and tailbone rise. Move through 2 more rounds of this cat-cow at your own pace. When you're ready, go ahead and find neutral. And we're going to open up the knees, bringing the big toes together and sinking the tailbone onto the heels as we stretch the fingertips forward. This is child's pose. Your forehead meets the mat. Go ahead and give it a little rock back and forth. Nice and gentle. You can activate your child's pose further by crawling those fingertips just another centimeter or 2 forward. A big stretch in your armpits. Nice long line in the spine. And even if you can't connect the glutes and heels, that's okay. Just keep that intention. Glutes and heels are going to stay exactly where they are. You're not going to rock open. But on this next inhale, you're going to breathe deeply in And exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of the room, taking your left hand and placing it over your right to intensify that stretch on your side body. As you breathe in, you're going to bring all of your attention to that left side body, trying to open up as much tissue as you can with that flood of oxygen. And as you exhale, with a lot of intention, very slowly, you're going to relax this area. Every breath is medicinal and intentional, working with your musculature to focus attention and then relaxation. With your next inhale, slowly creep your hands back to center. And exhale over to the other side. Right hand over left. Sink into the stretch. Breathe deeply into that side body. Relax deeply. With your next inhale, go ahead and walk back to center. One last big stretch forward. And then you're going to slowly walk your hands back towards your body. Bring the knees back to hip width apart, and then come back into that quadruped position. Once you're here, you're going to make sure you have this nice 90-degree angle between your heels, your knee pits, and your glutes. You're going to keep that exactly where it is, and slowly crawl your hands forward, releasing your chest towards the mat. The forehead can release as well. This is puppy pose. So 90-degree angle in those legs and glutes, and then nice long spine. You see me with my forehead lifted. This is only because of the microphone. So do not copy me here. Release that forehead down. Bow your heart towards the mat. Take some deep cleansing breaths. And slowly, we're going to keep our forearms exactly where they are and begin to shift our weight forward, the hips forward. This is Sphinx. So feet are back behind us, released. You can release each leg if you need to here. Rock your hips into the mat to release your glutes. They're not activated, they're soft. And you're lifting through the crown of your head, keeping your forearms grounded into the earth and the shoulders stacked right over your elbow. This should stretch the area right above your low back. Take slow cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. If you ever need that extra reminder to relax, I invite you to exhale through the mouth instead of the nose. And check in with your glutes. Are they active? Rock them out if they are. Beautiful. Slowly, we're going to slide the hands back beneath the shoulders and release the chest down. As you inhale, you're going to peel your chest away from the mat. This is called baby cobra. And exhale, melt forward. Again, inhale, peel your heart. Use your core, use your back. Exhale, melt forward. And last time, inhale. Exhale, melt forward. Press your weight back. Take your hands back underneath your shoulders. Flip your toes down into the mat. We're going to lift the knees and send the heart towards the upper thighs. Find downward facing dog. You can pedal out your down dog if that feels good. Releasing one heel towards the mat as the opposite knee bends deeply. Warming up the back of the legs. Today's flow is going to be very slow. Really focused on longer held stretches, gentle releases. So setting your expectations, we're going to take things slow and controlled today. Breathe deeply. Feel this stretch out the back of your legs, your calves. And when you're ready, find stillness in your down dog. Pressing your heart towards your upper thighs. Release your heels towards the mat with gravity. Strong in the upper body. Slowly, I'm going to have you crouch till your shins meet the mat, then the tops of your feet, and walk your hands back, your torso up. Everyone's going to go ahead and turn towards the wall here. Towards the wall, sitting up, and we're going to move through some stretches on the inner thighs. So, joining with me, we're going to start with that left side. You're going to swing that leg out, foot flat, toes pointed towards the wall, and you're going to take your hands down to the mat. Flat back. You should feel a stretch through the inner left thigh. And we're just going to rock back and forth very gently, our glutes towards that right heel. You don't need to get far, just as much as you can feel a little stretch through that inner thigh. If you feel it just by holding this position, you can add a really very gentle rock. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But move with your breath. You might be able to gain a little bit more depth the longer you go here, rocking your glutes a little bit farther back. Move with breath. Move slowly and intentionally. If you find a good place to hold, go ahead and hold. Breathing into whatever position you've landed in, keeping a nice flat back. And then go ahead and come back to the start position. You're going to pull that knee in. And we're going to switch sides, so feel free to reset if that's more comfortable to give yourself a little bit more space. But we're going to go ahead and swing that right leg out now. You can feel the difference, I'm sure, between one side and the other. Remember, toe pointed forward. And we're just starting with a very slow, shallow rock back and forth. There's no pressure to gain a bunch of depth quickly. Move with your breath and notice what's happening in your body. Take your time to get there. As you continue, you might be gaining a little bit of depth. Take your time. That hold is coming in just a few moments. there for a few. Go ahead and rock back to neutral. Swing that leg in. Reset your knees about hip width apart in this quadruped position. And you're just going to rock your glutes back onto your heels and reach your fingertips forward. Little rest. Then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, go ahead and come back up. And you're going to go ahead and pivot towards the front of the room at your own pace. We're going to find downward facing dog, so flipping those knees down into the mat. Once again, pick up your knees and press your heart towards your upper thighs. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your toes and release into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart reaches forward, nice flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, circle, sweep, leading with your heart. And hands come together then to heart center. From here, you're going to take your weight over to your left side, and you're going to take this foot and take it across. So your feet should be pretty close to each other here in this position. And all we're going to do is just gently press our weight back. You can take your hands to your upper thighs if that offers more stability. And press your heart out in front of you. It should be shining forward, parallel with the ground, or just below it. And you should feel this stretch on the outside of that back-facing leg. This is your IT band. So we just got the inner thigh. Now we're getting the outside of that leg. Lots of focused attention in each area of the body today. Slowly begin to hinge up. Hands come to the heart. Uncross. Take your weight over now to the right. Cross over. Check in with your feet and begin to shift your weight. Once again, you can take the hands to the thighs if that gives you more stability. Either way, your heart shines forward. This stretch is focused on the outside of the back leg. Don't forget to breathe slowly and deeply still into that low belly. Give yourself the opportunity to get a little bit deeper by shifting your hips back and your heart forward. A little counterbalance of weight. Slowly hinge all the way up. Hands coming to heart center. Untangle the legs. So feet should be about hip width apart as we lift the hands up above the head at our own pace. And exhale, fold. Slight soft bend in the knees. Inhale halfway. Heart reaches forward, stretch through the back of the legs. Exhale, fold. Slowly walk your hands to the front of your mat, finding a plank position, and release your shins as well as the tops of your feet. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, elbows skim the sides of the body until your heart fully releases onto the mat. Bring the shoulders down and back. Inhale, peel your heart away from the mat, baby cobra. Exhale, melt forward. 2 more times. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, melt forward. Last time, inhale, peel. Barely any weight in the hands. Exhale, melt forward. Press your weight back. Tuck your toes. Send your tailbone up. Find downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lift that left heel up towards the sky, then point the toe and open the hip to the side of the room. And as you exhale, pull that knee forward between your hands into pigeon pose. So knee right at the center point or so of the mat, and we're going to keep this hip squared down into the mat. This focuses the stretch on the outside of that left hip flexor. You can use your blocks if you need some assistance height-wise here. This helps keep you a little bit more upright. And we're going to stay here for a beat. Eventually, we start to collapse down a bit. Always checking in, your hips should be squared towards the mat in front of you. Eventually, in this pose, when you gain more hip flexibility, you can get that front leg closer to 90 degrees. That is not available to me. I do not expect it to be available to you, but it is a goal to work towards. When you encounter resistance in a pose, use your breath. Slowly take your hands back beneath your shoulders, lifting the torso up. Take that back toe, dig it down into the mat, and in one fell swoop, we're going to press back into downward facing dog. Once you're there, take a deep breath. And with your next one, your right heel reaches towards the sky, then point the toe, open the hip towards the side of the room, and then pull that knee forward between the hands for pigeon on the other side. Back leg settles, including the top of that foot. Knee right about the center of the mat. Taking the hips, squaring them down, and slowly settling in. Hold for a bit. Slowly creep the hands back beneath the shoulders, lift the chest, lift through the crown of the head, take that back toe, dig it into the mat, and swoop the front foot back to meet it. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in, and the left toe reaches up, single leg dog. And then exhale, pull that knee forward between the hands into a low lunge and release that back shin down. You can use your blocks if you'd like to here. Once again, they just give a little bit of height to keep your back protected. So they can be here, or they can even be at their tallest iteration. Play around to find what works best for you. But we're pressing that front hip forward. Try to open it up. The knee is over the second or third toe. You can stay here, or if it's available to you, we can add a little quad stretch. So picking up that back toe, you can reach back with the opposite hand to the front. Oop. Muscle cramp to the front of that top foot, and you can add in a little bit of quad. Added that quad stretch, you can go ahead and release. Resetting back to center. Remove your blocks if you have blocks placed, and then flip that back toe and lift into low lunge. Stepping forward, both feet together, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, length through the spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, nice and slow. Hands come together to the heart and then to mountain. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hands come down, hop or step back to plank, and then move into downward facing dog. Make any adjustments that you need to make here. Switching sides. Deep breath in. Right heel is now going to lift. Point the toe, open the hip, and swing it forward between the hands, low lunge, releasing that back shin and the top of the foot. You can use your blocks again if you'd like. Pressing that hip forward towards the front of the room. Lots of length, lots of openness. Knee over the second or third toe. Hold and breathe. You can stay here for the duration, or you can add that quad stretch, lifting up through that back toe, grabbing around to the top of the foot, and slightly opening the shoulders. So you're keeping a nice long stretch on the front of that hip, just adding in a little bit of tension through the back of that quad. Use your breath. If you've added the quadding, you can go ahead and let it go, taking both hands down. Remove the blocks. Hands frame the foot. Back toe digs down, lift up, and step all the way up to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweep, leading with the heart. Exhale, hands to heart center, and down to mountain. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, fold. And we're going to go ahead and crouch down. Coming all the way down onto our mats, you can grab your strap. Everybody should have one. And come onto your back. Heels about 6 inches or so away from your glutes, slowly lowering down. You're going to unravel your strap, taking a nice wide section through each hand. From here, you're going to pull your left knee in and hook the strap around the center of the foot, lifting the foot up towards the sky. Soft bend in your knee. And wrapping the strap around your arms or your hands a couple times to give yourself some leverage. Let the foot kind of hang in that strap like a hammock. And you're just barely pulling in towards yourself, creating a little bit of tension, but not a lot. The opposite leg can either stay here, foot anchored, or you can release it long, whatever feels good for you right now. Try to relax the back of that leg as much as possible here. Make sure to be aware of your upper body here as well. Don't let your shoulders rise into your ears. Press them down. Upper back flat against the mat. From here, you're going to take both straps in your left hand. Find a little bit of a softer bend through that left knee and then let the foot fall out to the side. You can hold the strap with the opposite hand if that's a little bit easier. Just try to keep your body anchored to the mat as much as possible so you're not rolling open. Use both hands to pull that leg back to center. Bend through the knee, release the strap, and let that foot come flat about 6 inches or so away from your glutes. We're going to switch sides. Taking the attention now to the right foot, go ahead and hook your strap and lift that foot up towards the sky. Same hammock deal. And as you settle into the stretch, as you kind of let that leverage happen, gain a little bit of flexibility, you can decide if you want that left leg long or if you want it to stay anchored to the floor. What feels good for you? Breathe into the sensation, slow things down, relax. We're going to open it up, so take both straps in your right hand, anchor your left arm, soften that knee, and let that leg fall open. Stretch through the inner thigh. both hands to pull that leg back up to center in towards the body one last time, and then bend the knee. And release the foot 6 inches or so away from the glutes. Set your strap down to the side. Your feet are going to be hip width apart here, your hands on the belly. And you're just going to gently let those knees sway side to side, like you're trying to create a little stamp on the mat below with your tailbone. From here, I'm going to have you take your arms long to each side, palms facing down, like a T. And then release your knees towards your left side as your gaze rocks to the right. Little twist in the body and spine. Keeping your shoulders anchored. Relax. Inhale back to center, gaze comes center, knees come center. And then let them fall to the other side. Gaze comes over to the left. Breathe deeply into the belly in this twist. Little massage for your inner organs. Inhale the knees and the gaze back center. And then extend your heels towards the wide edges of your mat as you pull your arms in towards the body, palms facing up towards the sky. Before we move to final Shavasana, we're going to do one big tense and release. So on our inhale, we're going to tighten every muscle in the body. Go ahead and begin scrunching your fists, curling your toes, making a clenched expression with the face. Contort every muscle, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. Hold that contraction for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Become a limp noodle on your mat. Soften your face. Relaxation fill every cell, every muscle. The next few moments are for you and only you. Breathe deeply. Exhale slowly. And let a message find you. Something you need to move through the rest of this week. Make space for it. And exhale. Release anything you're holding on to that you need to let go of today. You can begin to awaken your body. A little stretch, a wiggle of your fingers and your toes. And when you feel ready and led, you can roll onto your side body, tucking your knees into your chest in the fetal position and using that top-facing hand gently to press your torso up. Thank you all for joining me for class today. It's always my honor to serve as your instructor, to lead you through 45 minutes of a gentle flow, hopefully restorative to your day. If you ever have suggestions, things you want to chat through, please feel free to stop and talk to me after class or send me a private note. But otherwise, I'm going to let you go back out into the real world.